represent the opinion of this station, the staff, its owners, connoisseur media, or its advertisers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen. I am your host for the next hour of conversation. So glad that you guys are continually tuning in. For those of you who are watching us via social media, I want to ask you to like, tag, and share this conversation with those in your community. I am excited to be here today, to be back. We took a little bit of a break, holiday and other things going on. Things that are happening, but we're back. It is the conclusion, the ending of the holiday weekend. America's 250th day birthday. We are celebrating. And I'm in the studio today with my main man, Matt. We call him AKA White Soul. What's good, man?
Hey, what up, though? How are you doing today?
I'm good, Matt. This is a holiday where they fireworks and things of that nature are big. You showed me a massive display of fireworks. So how was your 4th of July weekend, man?
It was pretty fun. My friends and I got invited out to a party. We had a big old barbecue, lots of food. Let's see here. We probably had about an hour, a little over an hour's worth, but let's say we had like 7 people lined up and down the beach just simultaneously lighting off fireworks. So it was a good time.
My man said about 4,000 in one cache, 1,500 in another. They were doing the thing. I think I would rather spend more money on my barbecue than the fireworks, but we did have a great time. For those of you who are out there, hopefully you were safe over the course of this weekend. Those of you who went over to see my guy Charlie at Platinum Wireless, he still, I'm sure, has fireworks left. Get over there and get you some after fireworks, because I believe the law says that we can do 3 days before and 3 days after. Nothing like that. What's the law? What's the law say?
I'm pretty sure they changed it this year. I don't believe we're allowed. The 3 days after thing. I don't think that's around this year.
Y'all listen. You can either listen to him or listen to me. Hey, I always just say, hey, I didn't know. We didn't know the law had changed. But anyways, hopefully you had a safe holiday weekend. Things are going well. To those of you who are populating the social media stream, I want to give a shout out to you all, Cheryl Walker and Jeffrey Bulls. Those of you who are in there, let's get into this conversation. Today, we're going to talk about community placemaking. And I believe it is a conversation that is really important that needs to be had. We talk about it or we talk at it. So I want to talk a little bit about that on today. And I know that Jeffrey Bulls and Cap, they on last Friday, I think a week ago, this past Friday, there was a meeting, I think, that was similar to the conversation of community placemaking. And we'll talk about what that is and why that's important and how that is going to impact how we move forward. All right. So America turned 250 years for this United States of America. 4th of July, celebrating the inauguration of this new nation. Even though, we can have debates about how long the nation or the people have been here. We understand that conversation. That is a very different story. But in terms of this national celebration, 250 years as a nation. One of the great things, excuse me, one of the things that's happening, I'm having a sneezing attack go on. As you're on the air, can never change. You got to do what you got to do. But one of the things that I'm really celebrating and I'm excited about is that this weekend, no reported shootings on the 4th of July, which is great. Some people say you got to take your small wins. The police were out in full force. Community folks were out in full force. So I am proud of that. What does cause me pause is that this weekend, so many adults were out enjoying themselves. Somebody asked, where were all the parents at? The parents were at home saying they don't have time to go to fireworks to be dealing with the bad kids while their kids out there turn it up. But this past weekend, there was a lot of fighting that took place. This new 30 fade, I'm going to give a 30-second fade. We're going to go for it, whatever. Is this new thing? Kids are fighting. As long as they're not picking up weapons, I almost want to say fight in some common sense. Live to fight another day. But they got this sturdy and fade where they're out there. They're allowing themselves to get together. We're gonna fight for this period of time. Once that time is up, we're gonna dead it and move on. I appreciate that. I would wish that we now go from that. We continue to walk away from the guns, but we will begin to have um, a little bit more insight in terms of discernment on where these things are taking place. Because what often happens is they find themselves connected in community spaces. They are get together and they disrupt everything that's in their environment by doing what they want to do. Jeffrey Bulls, I hear you out there. You said time to enforce some curfews already on the books. 10 p.m. Get them home. You're absolutely correct. It's not about doing or creating something completely different, just enforcing laws that are already in present. We saw this when they were talking what to do about the liquor stores, and my first thought was, what do we have on the books? So if we can enforce things that are already in place, we would be winning. We don't necessarily have to do a whole bunch of reactionary things. But for the most part, things were well, with the exception of that. I did not go to the fireworks. I got summoned to the fireworks by kids, letting me know that there was a whole melee going on. And for all of those young people who are out there, I certainly wanted to say, like, as you continue to grow, think about the fact that you can enjoy your youth and also protect your future. Both things can be done at the same time. I don't mind folks, young people having a good time, but I do want young people who are having a good time to think about the things that they do and how they impact moving forward, and if they are going to move forward. All right, so it is also the weekend. I have we want to bring Amaya Bradley into the stream. She is our afternoon or our evening inspiration. She's that one that said, "Girl, you make things happen." She is grow in confidence, and in addition to all of those things, if we could bring her into the social media stream, I'd really be excited. In addition to all of this, she is now going to represent the Michigan 8th District. That's pretty much much of Michigan, much of Midland County, Bay County, Saginaw County, Genesee County. She is now going to be the face and the voice of representation for this district in these United States in the Congress under our, you guys, Congresswoman Kristen McDonald-Rivet. I am so proud of you. You put in the application, you did the work, you went forward. Amaya, what's going on in your world?
I'm doing great. I can't complain. God's been great to me.
So you are out there representing Michigan's 8th district as an intern with our U.S. Congresswoman Kristen McDonald-Rivet. Tell me what's going on? Are you excited about this?
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm excited, but a little nervous because it's my first time away from home. So I'm just a little nervous about that, but I know I got it. I'm not worried about it. It was definitely God led. So
okay, and so you are going to be there. Tell us about your time frame that you're going to be gone, because she will not be here in the district. She's going to be in DC, understanding how things work, getting an understanding of that work, so that when she comes back, she can then get together and be a community organizer and support the district with understanding how it operates. Go ahead.
Yes.
So how long you'll be gone?
So my start date starts August 24th and my end date is December 18th. So I'll be gone from August to December.
I don't know how I'm going to do this without her. But I definitely am excited about you. I'm super duper proud of you.
Thank you.
We have greatness in the making here as we celebrate this opportunity. And I want to talk about the village, because she's going to be representing our district. What that means is that we will have, for the first time, I think, ever, you can break in all of these barriers on the first, all of these first times, right? You are the first. What is your current title?
Saginaw Township Trustee.
So she is the Saginaw Township Trustee. You are the youngest ever.
Yes.
The first African American.
Yes, sir.
And a female.
Yes.
And so she has been breaking barriers, going against the flow and the opposition, doing what is necessary to have her voice heard. So I'm super duper excited about you going there. What I'm also excited for those of you who are out there, what this means to have an intern come from our district that is representative of our community, means that we have someone that is carrying the ideas, the thoughts, those things that are important to the seat where we are being represented. And for those of you who don't understand how important that is, representation matters. It is everything. I was invited down to Congresswoman Rivet's office in DC just in December to see some signing, some legislation signing. And one of the things I noticed is that nobody in that the office looked at us, and she said, Kareem, listen, I want someone who represents and looks like Saginaw. And you know what I mean, down here. And we need to have someone who is both effective, who's going to do great work, that is up for the challenge. And so that means she carries with her all of the things that are important to the village and to the community, to our village. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying. Wink, wink. So it's important for us to celebrate. And I want to talk about how we can celebrate that. I think having a send-off would be appropriate for our community. She doesn't represent one individual, it represents us all. And of course, I'm going to be sharing with her the things that I think that are important. I think having a community listening session as you go as an intern, understanding what's important to the community, and as you go there, being able to effectively communicate what is important to the constituents back home, I think is going to be super duper important. So congratulations once again. Now I want to turn, because this is why I really want to hit you. This was Chris Brown and Usher R&B Breezy Bowl combination that took place this weekend. Half of Saginaw on Friday and on Saturday.
No, Thursday
and Friday. Thursday and Friday.
And today.
And today were not they were not in Saginaw, because if you looked at the social media streams, everybody was at the Seabreezy Usher concert. Yes. And also our resident concert goer and reporter, Maya Bradley, was on the scene. And Maya, tell us about what you saw.
It was amazing. It was just very legendary just to see Usher and Chris Brown. Just to see Usher and Chris Brown. It was just, words can't even explain. I was just so excited. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
And so she was like all of the other screaming girls. Now, what I will say, because she came back and she was trying to play on my boy Usher.
I didn't play on him, but it was the sound. It was the sound. And then I'm
talking about the dancer. She's like, hey, Usher is 40 years old. Bruh is like, listen, I'm gonna give you this R&B. I'm gonna do a couple shimmies. I'm gonna spin, get on my roller skates, and call it a night.
Look, Usher did his thing though. Like, people on social media was like, Usher didn't dance for real. Usher didn't dance for real. And I'm like, Usher did dance a little bit, but he ain't dance, but he danced.
But this is
for
the
his
thing.
Age.
But this is okay. He is Unk.
Definitely is.
Usher was making music while Chris was playing with die-cast cars from the little what is it, Hot Wheel cars. So there is an age difference. But what I think is so amazing and special about this is that it is a celebration of Black men who are iconic and doing their thing at such a high level. Usher has a tremendous, almost 3 decades of work. He's been singing since he's been 15. And Chris Brown has a tremendous body of work. When you put the two of them together, you have an super explosive entertainment package, which I absolutely love. Free Chris Brown. I think that when we look at things like the Super Bowl halftime, Jay-Z needs to put aside his little thing that he has with Chris Brown. Bring Chris Brown to the Super Bowl halftime show. He is the greatest entertainer alive, I think, in our time. I think one of the greatest since Michael Jackson. I know folks out there in the Beehive are buzzing. She's had an opportunity. I think Beyonce is a great entertainer. But Chris Brown, he is just explosive the way he entertains everybody, from the floor seats to the rafters. Everybody gets a view as he flies through the air with the greatest of ease, looking like a brother on the trapeze. I mean, come on, I'm gonna give you it too. But so it's exciting to see this take place, and so I'm excited about that. It was a great concert weekend. About 40,000 individuals per night were fans in the audience. It is not a sold out capacity. Capacity is like 70,000 people. Get 40,000 people on 3 nights in a place. Tickets ranging from $70 to about $200, and even more than that because they were, price gouging on them tickets.
Yes.
Some people were paying $400 and something for tickets. But if you look at the average ticket, it rated about $125 or so. You're talking about $5 million made a night from these brothers. Then they brought out Tank.
I'm mad about that one.
Okay,
because I didn't see Tank.
Okay,
I went Thursday.
Okay, so they brought Tank out. Somebody said they brought Mario out.
Yes.
And Eric Benet coming out. Not
Eric Benet. Eric Bellinger.
Eric Bellinger, whoever. I think it said Eric Benet, but Eric Bellinger. These 3 young entertainers that are doing great work. I think they add to the story of Black men coming together, collaborating, bringing greatness together. I absolutely love it. Yes, Unc, because Algeria Boy is not Unc. He Unc at this point. When you're looking at these young teeny boppers that Chris Brown is bringing in, but it was an absolutely beautiful showing of the village, of brothers in the village. We need to have more images of brothers coming together, showing love, doing things of this nature, turning out, selling out, doing great stuff. I am here for it. We're going to talk in just a second when we come back. We're going to talk about the brothers are coming together, but the sisters are, come on, they pulling weaves and lace fronts. We're going to talk a little bit about this thing between India Irie, her conversation, and this new song. Was it Spin That?
Yes.
Spin That. By Young Miami. I didn't say spin that. I said spin that. But anyways, we're going to talk about it because I think that it lends a conversation that should be had. And Jeff, I know you were out there, Mr. Bulls, and you played something on social media. So I'm like, hey, we got to have this real conversation. What is culture and what is culture vulturism for capitalism? Them implementing and saying things that maybe they don't necessarily live by, or maybe they do live by. But messages that are powerful, that are important, that are good for the village are often downplayed. However, but we put those thoughts and ideas. We've had a number of rappers that came and said when they did good music, they couldn't get the play, they couldn't get the finances, they couldn't get the backing from the industry heads. But when they put things that were downgrading, when they talked about guns and violence and sex and drugs, that was the thing that was given the play. Let's have this conversation when we come back. India Irie, Girl, I Am Not My Hair, versus Young Miami, Spin That. We all know her from being the Diddy Guys, little plaything. We're going to come back of this conversation. We're going to have more of this. Stick tuned. We'll be back with more Straight Talk.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1.
I can't wait for 7:29 tonight.
What's at 7:29?
We'll get to see if the red ball falls.
The red ball. Oh, you mean the sunset?
Not that red ball. The Daily 3 red ball double draw.
For Daily 3 players, it's time.
7:29.
Because right after the Daily 3 evening drawing, the double draw ball will be selected. If it's the red ball, then a second set of Daily 3 numbers will be drawn, giving you another chance to win on the same ticket. But just like the sunset,
It's only for a limited time.
play the Daily 3 red ball double draw, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Have you been to the new RocketGrabPlus.com webpage yet? We've got a cool new layout, but the deals are still hot. Great offerings to local businesses that will save you money. Deals to places like Frankenmuth Aerial Park, Applied Training Solutions, Northeast Outdoors, PD's Dugout, and Fuzzy's Restaurant. Vouchers for dining, entertainment, clothing, services, and so much more for you and the entire Great Lakes Bay region at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Summer snacking just got healthier. Keep your energy high during beach days, barbecues, and road trips with Eggland's Best Eggs. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs, they're a great way to curb hunger between meals. Make deviled eggs, a protein-packed egg salad, or simply hard-boil a batch for a quick, healthy snack. With Eggland's Best, it's easy to stay fueled and satisfied all summer long. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4th of July sale and get 30% off paints and stains June 26th through July 6th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
It's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1.
All right, this is Kareem. We're back with more Straight Talk. Before we went to break, I was sharing with you about the India Irie comments on culture and music and what people buy and don't buy. And I've been looking at the comments. And so I wanted to have some space for us to say some things. I want to know what your thoughts are about it. This idea, India Irie came to the scene. She is not your typical Hollywood pretty chick. She is beautiful in all aspects. Beautiful, dark, smooth, sun-kissed melanin skin, natural hair, beautiful vibe, beautiful lips, round, full lips, nose, all of the things that I think are beautiful in Black women and women, period. And so she has been the voice of our culture in years past as it related to self-love and self-empowerment and having self-worth and valuing yourself. And now, we had somebody said that, hey, how you gonna dog out I always want to call her Carisha. How you gonna dog out Young Miami?
That's her name.
I know. How you gonna dog out Young Miami, who said she go to bed together real bad with Puffy, and she's making her music, City Girls. All that. When we were kids, we were listening to what was it, Uncle Luke, and Me So Horny, and all of them other songs that were out there that graced the radio. And so some people are saying, hey, we are being selective. We are being not cool, not even. It's not fair that we had our moment and now this comes up. But I do have a question. I had issues with Luke too. I ain't gonna say the vibe and the beat one banging in the time. I can't say that. I cannot say that I did not, get it down on, buzz it down on that. But however, I do want to bring, as we get older, we should know better, we do better, we grow better, whatever. Is there a real issue, something to talk about it? And the reason I say that is because in the 80s, there was a whole idea, 80s, early 90s, that gangster rap and all of that stuff was something that was destroying the community, calling Black women bees, all of these things, right? Yeah. And so that was a part of the conversation. Now we're in a situation where men aren't calling women bees, women are calling themselves bees, and and the garden tool name and other names. And so I'm asking the question because there has been a lot that has come out with those rappers who created that gangster sound, the all of the East Coast, West Coast battle music, all of that stuff, saying, hey, when we did good music and songs that were positive, we could not get airplay. We could not get funding for our music. And actually, it was the industry heads, which were white suburban men driving big cars. They were saying, hey, we want you to talk about this. And so making and glorifying those images of Black men running with guns and big chains and objectifying women and all of these things were what was getting funded. And so now they've been coming out with a nuisance. I mean, they've made their money. Now they're coming out and saying things. India Irie was that expression of self-love, culture. Let's embrace it. Let's be who we have been called to be. Now we have a younger generation, Young Miami, formerly the City Girls, I believe.
Yes.
And, they was having the hot girl summers and all of that other stuff. She is now saying, hey, spend that. And it is a celebration of getting their money up. But when you listen to the lyrics of the song, talking about scammers and all of the things, stuffing that stuff into your bag, peep boosters, all of the stuff that is going on. Are these things problematic for where we need to take our community? Or as Algeria Morris said, people like what they like, buy what you like. I'm not judging. Just get out and vote. I know that's right.
Right.
At the end of the day, but she makes a good point. Yeah. There is a lot more for us to be focusing on than Young Miami's comments. I think India Irie, being a person of a strong moral compass, of a sense of identifying strength in the Black women and celebrating herself, she may view this very differently. Yeah. And she may look at it and say, you know what, we have been just objectifying ourselves too long by letting men do it. Now us doing it is not a good thing. What are your thoughts, Amaya? Because I know you like that beat.
I do like spin that. I'm not gonna lie, but I like the beat. It's just catchy, but I understand the community's like concern and argument behind it, and India Irie's comment. And I was actually just talking to my cousins about it on our way to go see Chris Brown. And they were like, well, did you hear India Irie's comment? And I'm like, it's a comment. Why you open the uproar about it?
Right.
You have free will. You have it's open thoughts and everything. Like, it's in the Constitution. You can't get mad. So you're getting mad about somebody's comment, but just as you're mad at the comment, she was mad about the way you made the song, because it is subjecting our community to okay, we're the scammers, we're the boosters, we're still stuck on this mindset of where we have to get it out the mud, but we can get it in a different way.
Yeah, and I think that my personal thing is that this is very low vibrational.
Yeah.
I think when I think of our community, I want to celebrate the best of our community.
Yes.
Yes, that we got scammers, everybody got scammers, and all of those kind of things. But is that what we want to glorify? Is that what? Because I'm dealing with a lot of young people who are all they do is scam.
Yeah.
So and it brings us to a place that we put a greater emphasis on materialistic things without the effort and the work that it takes to get those things. I think that this is a real conversation, something that we need to talk about. Jimmy, India was referring to this quote below and was really prompting better choices on what Black folks listen to.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only people on this entire planet who have been taught to sing and praise or our demeanment. I'm a B, ITCH. I'm a hoe. I'm a gangster. I'm a thug. I'm a dog. If you can train people to demean and degrade themselves, you can oppress them forever. You can even program them to kill themselves, and they won't even understand what happened. Dr. Francis Cress Wesseling. Now, I think that is a very important statement. Jimmy, thank you for sharing the entirety of that. And I think that it is very powerful. So, there is a thought, a phrase, a Bible scripture that says, as a man thinketh in their heart, so are they. And I think that words have power. Yeah. And I think that the more we allow certain things to be said in our community, the more we find those things pervasive in our community. What we glorify, the things that we focus on, what we feed will lead, so to speak. And so I think that this is an important conversation. I think that this is not just a story of generations. It's not about, when you were young, now you're old. But I think this has a stronger conversation and a stronger context that needs to be taken in place, because there's some things that as a community we must do. So I don't care who likes what I got to say, but I'm going to just say it. We have to come to an understanding that we live largely in a country that does not celebrate us, that does not recognize us, that continually does things to demean us. And I think that this is to that point. And so we as a village, we as a community collectively, I've been talking about what happens if we were going to do a boycott on Japanese or on Chinese products, on Asian products or whatever, and it would be impossible. So we need to have these conversations about how do we empower ourselves. Community placemaking is really about collaborative planning process where residents and stakeholders actively shape not only public spaces, but when it comes to the Black community, we have to talk about how do we do our best to restore our identity, to create opportunity, to build safety in our community, and preserve our culture. And the thing that gets to me is that many times our culture, hip hop, has been hijacked. When I look at the BET Awards, people talk about how it has really changed. Okay, they brought Drewski out because they know y'all like to laugh and y'all like to do hustles. I'm talking about y'all. I'm talking about us. We laugh in crisis, and we're doing hustles in the middle of a crisis. Our very freedoms are being attacked from DC. The very essence of what it means to have Black economic power and presence is being attacked. And many of us are concerned about what is the latest hustle. What's the latest trail ride song that we gonna get on? And to your point, Algeria, we got to really make this about the vote. So these are conversations. This is all a part. I think it is not just about the music. It's not just about the song, but it is about the stronger or the bigger thing that this represents. BET has been hijacked by folks who don't look like us. White folks have hijacked it. That is why we don't ever see a celebration of Black culture. We see a celebration of raunchy, the lowest aspects of who we are. When BET, I don't even watch it anymore.
Yeah, BET hasn't been the same since Michael Jackson died.
Not Michael Jackson died. But I think that when we think about this, we cannot allow other people to take the narrative on how we see ourselves.
Yeah.
By funding those projects, any of those things. So as a community, I think it's important for us to have that conversation. People can say, just don't say that. You like what you like, you buy what you buy, but it becomes a part of our community. So I think it's necessary. Jeffrey Bulls, we often say that we need to get our community together, but we attack the people who try to. Truth is, a lot of us don't believe that music affects our well-being, our thoughts, our behaviors, but the evidence is very clear. Show me our destructive behavior and I'll show you a song that celebrates it. Boom. I think that that's it. And so we try to downplay the impact of music, but I'm going to tell you, every great movement has a song that is associated with that great movement. And I think that it's important that if we're going to do better, we've got to change the images, the tunes, the towns. There's a reason why ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, when you're teaching them the kids, are played to music. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You start singing it and every kid knows what it is because music has a way of embedding itself into our memory logs. Algeria Morris, 2 Live Crew, NWA, Uncle Luke, Betty Wright, No Pain, No Gain, Clarence Carter. There are so many aspects of our culture. We fall on a variety of levels. Absolutely. I agree with you 1000%. On a variety of levels, we will all spend money. I wish we were all on the higher vibration at the same time, but we aren't. How can we build agency in all areas of business, enterprise, industries? Maybe then we'll all have the same priorities for our community. And hey, I'm with you when you're right. I think both of these things can and are true.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's important. Now, what I do want to say is that as I get older, I realize some things, and I hope that it isn't problematic. We always want to say, let them do this, but there is a need. This time and this place in our country is a little bit different than other times. Those other times we were marching, we were getting freedoms. There were things that were being celebrated. There has always been a love for Black culture and not a love for Blackness.
Yes.
We are seeing an intentional movement and an attack on Black America, Black economic power, Black presence in the voting booths, and our presence on ballots. So in this season, we really need to be making sure that we preservation of culture, integrity, legacy. All of those things are super duper important. So we can't just say that music doesn't impact or they can listen to whatever, because I'll tell you right now, there's a reason why we talked about the Freaknik of the old. One of the reasons why the Freaknik got bad is because we had those songs like Luke talking about what girls should do and what dudes should do to girls. And so those things become actions. Your thoughts become ideas, your ideas become plans, and your plans become actions. And when you act on those things, change happens in a community. So I think all of these things are super important. So all of you that are coming, I certainly want to thank you for that piece. We have a couple of things I'm going to share. I'm not sure where we are in terms of time. I want my producer. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back with more of Straight Talk.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1.
Save big money on everything for your next project at Menards. Update your home with Palmero vinyl plank floor. Making it perfect for active households. Save big money on our wide variety of flooring options at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Stormmaster Exteriors wants to take you out to the ball game. On sale now at RocketGrabPlus.com for just $89. You can ride in comfort on a charter bus to Comerica Park to watch your Detroit Tigers take on the Philadelphia Phillies Saturday, July 11th. You won't have to worry about parking, gas, or traffic. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the game day fun. Spots are limited, so head on over to RocketGrabPlus.com for trip details and to snag your seat today.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now through Tuesday, save up to 60% on Sealy at Mattress Firm. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Get your early bird tickets now. Platinum Creations presents first annual Southern Soul Launch Festival with TK Soul. Saturday, August 15th. Bella Vista and Saginaw. Tony Amati, the Any and All Dance Group. Nelly, Tiger Travis, Miss Lady Blues, and the Hustlers on the Move. Gate swing wide open at 3 p.m. Bus ride and vendor info 989-759-9191. Tickets also available at the Platinum Event Center at Music Planet and Eventbrite. Get your $40 early bird tickets now.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4th of July sale and get 30% off paints and stains June 26th through July 6th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
RocketGrabPlus.com. If you love Frankenmuth, then you'll love this week's Rocket Grab deal. Get $50 to spend at I Love Frankenmuth for just $25. Located in the River Place shops on South Main Street in Frankenmuth. From souvenirs and gifts to fun Michigan finds, apparel, keepsakes, custom t-shirts, and candy, it's everything you love about Frankenmuth all in one place. Don't pay full price. Grab this deal now at
RocketGrabPlus.com. It's Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1.
Hey, what's up, family? We're back here with more Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen, and we're talking about this whole idea of this musical, not just this song. It is, I think, the essence, the theme, the understanding what is being portrayed and put out there. But I'm going to take this chance to do a public service announcement. Once again, those votes are out there. The ballots are out there. Jeffrey Bulls, thank you for reminding us. Yeah. Get those absentee ballots out of the mailbox. Absentee ballots time. It is now. It's happening. Fill them out. Turn them in. Let's vote early and let's vote strongly as a community. All right. We want to make sure that we're doing it. But let's talk the last part of this. Amaya, in terms of this thought process, I don't think that this is just generational anymore. I think that it is beyond generational. I think it's really about what do we want to be as a village? What are your thoughts about that?
Are you saying like what do I want it to be?
I'm saying
or
this conversation that India has kind of sparked that I think is essential and necessary.
Yeah.
Versus the type of music that Carisha, Young Miami is celebrating. Do you think it is just a generational gap, or do you think that this is what are your thoughts?
It's not a generational gap because I listen to all music. I'm the type of person that I do listen to music that's now here in this era right now, but then I also listen to the older generation, and I can quote some of the other people music from back in the day.
Truth be told, the music's been there.
The music's been there. It's just rather like what type of music, who you gonna listen to? Is you gonna listen to this person that has the positivity, or you gonna listen to this person that has the nice flow? Like how the people say we have the good music, but the industry wants us to take it somewhere else.
And I want to say that, but I also want to say at some point, is there a responsibility of the elders of the village to have a conversation about when we go all the way off the guardrails? I mean, come on, Prince, my favorite of all time, Jimmy Green. I know you're out there. We both say that we are Prince's greatest fan, but he has things you do have that celebrate Prince in a way that I don't. But what I do have is a love and an affinity. I've always been a Prince fan. Purple Madness. But when we look at the words that he would, Darling Nikki, and Get Off, and all of these songs, Prince, he was pushing the envelope. He was going there. But do we have to come to a place as a village where we have a come to Jesus moment and say, listen, we've seen the impact of these lyrics, this music that has been infiltrated, because people want to say that it's hip hop culture. That ain't hip hop to me. Hip hop was about the struggle. Hip hop was about the music. Hip hop was a celebration of people where they were and all of those things, and how getting the world to see us. I think that what we're seeing now is an infusion of hip hop capitalism.
Definitely.
That folks who are not a part of the village see that they can get over and they can celebrate because it can be catchy. And catchiness sales, sex sales.
Yeah.
And this is nothing new to us, but do we get to a point that we have to have these conversations of what we are going to really just begin to celebrate and what we allow to really be mainstay village? And when do we speak up as a community? Because as I said, we are in a place right now that we are fighting for freedoms that we once had.
Yes.
We are being told continually that our pain has no real value. And so we are redefining and defining again who we are as a people, as a nation. We're holding on to legacies, trying to really get truth and history to be told the way that it is, and that being infiltrated by other things and thoughts. I just asked the question, is it problematic? So Jeffrey Bulls, we have to see this as yet another attack on our community rather than picking up on one artist. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. All right now, Jeff.
Okay,
but I'll come to give you life and that more abundantly. If I can't destroy you as a people, I can destroy your mind and get you to celebrate your own demise while on the dance floor. That's what I'm talking about. Jimmy, no, I am, but you can be second. I'll be second. Number 2 behind you, Jimmy, is a good place. But he stopped. He wouldn't sing those songs anymore, and he embraced his faith. You're absolutely right. And so I think that this is important. So I want to end by talking about the idea of community placemaking, because I think that a lot of this is because when we look, we can just look at a regular community. When it comes to Saginaw community as a whole, when we look at the ideas, the plans that are moving forward, many Black folks, period, don't feel like they have a place in the community. They don't have a say. We're finding out things often 15, 20 years down the road, or after it's been already passed through some type of legislation or policy made and created by it. And so it's important for us to understand that we have to fight for a place to be. We have to show up. We have to be present. We have to be at the polls. We need to be at council meetings and all of these special sessions that are out there. All of the boards, they should be represented by folks in the community who have an interest in seeing community change. And we not be reactive, but we be proactive in how we approach these things. So that is just in a whole. But when we look at the village has to also have a conversation about what community placemaking looks like for the village. For those who are a part of our community, it is so hard. I talk to so many young people who want to get involved, who want to be a part, who want to sit at the table, but don't feel like there is a place for them. And so this conversation becomes so super important. Hurley J. Coleman Jr., we're going to give space, says, does the other community have these conversations about punk rock, goth, and their extremes? We find ways to beat ourselves so often. And I appreciate that conversation. Yes. Those other communities do, Hurley, especially in Midland. Thank you, Jimmy. I think that we often just, we do that sometimes. We say what they don't do. I'm not concerned about what they do. I'm concerned about what we do. And what I see are the entailments and the entanglements that these situations bring to our community. So I don't concern myself with what they do. I want to ask the question to our community. I'm not saying that it's right or it's wrong. I'm asking, is this important enough for us to have a conversation? We talk about voting, But these conversations play into how we see the importance of voting.
Yeah.
What we emphasize, what we think is important, what are important to the building of our community. This is the fabric making stuff. We vote based upon what we value, and we're talking and having a conversation about what we value. Jeffrey Bulls, we have to elect people who believe in participatory governance, excuse me. Too many of us get elected and start to believe it's them at the table rather than us who put them there. They are our constituent. We are their constituents. We are the power behind their voice and their vote. So as we talk about placemaking, things that matter, community ownership, and I think this is important. This is what I'm talking about. We have to take ownership over what represents our community. I think that's in a localized fashion, but also our community as a people. It gives our residents a direct voice in designing their neighborhoods through the charrettes and surveys and workshops and all of these different things. I think the economic vitality is also an important piece. Revitalizing underused areas and spaces and vibrant hubs. All of these things are important conversations so that we can attract folks to the community. We see a real strong endeavor to build and to reinvent and the upcoming medical diamond, and I applaud it all because our community needs it. But in our community, we also have to have a conversation. What are the things that we have that are assets in our community that are going to be necessary to what the medical diamond is going to bring? How are we positioning ourselves to be a part of it? If you don't feel like you've been brought to the table and effectively been ingratiated in this process, then you have to look within. These are the things that are important. These are the things that we're going to centralize ourselves around. And this is what we're going to do collectively to make sure that we have a piece of what is going forward. And then we as a community have to bring those assets and resources. And when I say assets and resources, I'm not just talking about finances, but I'm talking about people who know how to move, people who know how to get things done, because we can always say, hey, we don't have a seat at the table. But if you don't know how to articulate an argument, if you don't know how to position and make a business plan, if you don't understand how networking and community and operating in spaces when you get there, then it does us no good. So we need to be able to understand that everyone in our community has value. We've got to be okay with putting people in position who have the ability to do the things that are necessary for us to be effectively involved. And then we also, so there's moving people. That means the community. Then there is moving ideas, which means we have to have our think tank individuals. And then there is moving business concepts and building partnerships. These are three different dynamics in our community that we have to be able to see. And we cannot hate one against the other. Let's stop that. We're talking about music when we can't even talk about how to get along. So I think that these things are important. We have to elect people. We said that. Too many people are said, and once again, it's worth saying, elective, start to believe that it's them at the table and not us. We're going to continue. I want to continue on next week on this conversation about community placemaking, making sure that we're building spaces to create belonging, not just beautiful spaces, but we have places where people come together and they belong. We have to celebrate our Black history, culture, and identity. A muse be out there, the Museum of African and Cultural Identity that we're trying to empower. Kevin, we need to make sure that you're continually being empowered to do what you do. Creating economic spaces instead of just recreational spaces. We're talking about Ojibwe Island, which is a recreational green space, but nobody's talking about an economic empowerment space where we can come together. And to me, we have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time because both are vitally important. We have to be able to invest in relationships before the infrastructure takes place so that we understand the dynamics and what's at play. And then lastly, we have to design for safety, hope, and opportunity so that everyone is a part of this great plan. We're going to continue these conversations as we bring those guests in. We're going to talk about these things. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Every single week. An hour is just not enough time to solve all of the problems in the village. But I'll be here same time, same bat channel, 6 p.m. Sundays. Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen. Take care of yourselves and each other. God bless you. Grace and peace.
You've been listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1. The views and opinions expressed on this show by the host, its guest, or call-ins do not necessarily represent the opinion of this station, the staff, its owners, connoisseur media, or its advertisers.
KISS 107.1 is WTLZ.